Hey guys, welcome back to today's video. Today I want to do the do's and the don'ts of eyeshadow, just going over common mistakes people might make. But before we hop right into that, I just want to say to make sure, if you are not, go ahead and follow me on my other social medias. I got Instagram, Snapchat, and Twitter, which I just started using Twitter. I don't know how I feel about it, but I mainly post on Instagram. I do have a Facebook, but I don't know. If y'all want to follow me, you can. I will link those down there. And yeah, so if y'all want to see the do's and the don'ts on eyeshadow, then keep on watching. Okay, so before I jump right into this, I do want to say, if you are doing any of the don'ts that I happen to mention in this video and it makes you feel amazing and you feel like it brings out your beauty, then by all means keep on doing what you feel is best. So I don't want anybody to take any of these things to heart. This is all for fun. So yeah, with that being said, let's get right into this. We'll make this the do side and this the don't. The first don't would be skipping out on an eye base or primer. An eye base or primer is going to prevent any increasing with your shadow throughout the day because your eyelid can get oily, and it's also going to prolong your wear and make the eyeshadow pigment more pigmented. You definitely want to put on an eyeshadow base, and I just use my concealer. Today I'm going to use the Makeup Revolution concealer. So let me go ahead and put that on my eye. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and set this really fast, because if I did not set this, then all the eyeshadow that went on top of it would be sticky and it would be like a patchy mess. Okay, so the next mistake would be not going in with a transition shade and going in, I'm using the Jaclyn Hill palette, and going in with just a dark shade immediately. And what that is going to do, it's going to cause your blending to be a lot harder than if you started with a lighter wash of color. So I'm gonna just go ahead and take this dark brown right here, and I'm just going to start putting it into my crease. And also the position of where you first initially put the color makes a big difference too. So I'm going to put this one up way too high, and it's going to cause you to not have enough room to blend it out onto your eye. And you can see I got a really harsh line. See, the pigmentation isn't as good as it would be if I had a concealer or eye primer down. So let me show you the correct thing to do. So you would typically want to go in with a transition shade, which just basically means going in with a lighter shade. So I'll pick, well, I'll just go in with this one right here. And like I said, on this eye, the position matters. So when you're starting with your first transition shade, you want to put it right in the crease and slowly build up your eyeshadow colors. So you're going to go from lightest to darkest, and the darker your eyeshadow color is, the further down to your eyelid you want it to be. That way it's a gradient blend up towards your brow bone. Alright, so I'm going to go in with my second color to slowly build up the color. And I will go in here. I'll mix these two. And now I'm going to put this down a little bit further initially, and slowly build it up into that previous lighter shade that I just put down. And it will cause a nice blend because I have that lighter shade put down previously. It just makes the whole blending process so much easier. So you can see it looks gradient versus over here it just looks, I'll even go in with that dark shade. I need to go in. That could be another mistake, is using the wrong brush. So the further down you need to be on your eyelid, the smaller you want your brush to be. Because if I kept using that big fluffy brush, it's not going to be as precise as you would want it to be with a smaller blending brush. So I will go in with that dark shade that I went in with this on this eye. And I'm going to keep this one very low in my crease. That way I don't cover up all of the previous eyeshadows that we just put down. So you can see, just going in with one shade, one dark shade starting off on this eye versus building up your colors on this side. The next don't would be putting on an eyelid shade, which it could be a matte, but most of the time your eyelid shades are going to be a shimmer, and putting that on with a fluffy brush. And I will show you why. We will go in with this pretty color right here. I'm going to take it in on a fluffy brush and try to pack that on my eyelid. You're not going to get the pigment you want, and it is going to cause you a mess of fallout, and it's not going to be near as precise as you want it. As you can see, it's getting up on the previous colors that I have already put down, and it is not very pigmented, and it's just going to be fluffing everywhere. Now what you do want to do is get a packer brush, preferably a synthetic one. You can wet it if you want to, you don't have to, and you're going to pack it on your eyelid like this, and you're going to get the pigmentation you want, and you're going to get it exactly where you want it. You can also do these with your finger, which I sometimes do, but in this case I will show you on a synthetic packer brush. See the difference? I mean, that's a huge difference. Next don't is going to be eyeliner. Okay, so lining your waterline with black can be pretty if you do it the right way, but I'm going to show you the wrong way. Okay, so I got it in my waterline, and then it's not so much putting it in the waterline. You can see it does close my eye off a little bit, but it's when people put it down here. That just makes you age, and it makes your eye so droopy. The do would be to open up your eye and give it the illusion that it is bigger. So you would go in with a nude eyeliner and just put that in your waterline and open it up, and it just makes you look more awake, versus this eye, it just has dragged me down like crazy. The next is going to be the lower lash line with the eyeshadow. A don't, what I see is people going in kind of like on the top, going in with just an initial dark shade, not blending it out, and just putting it on really, really darkly. I'll go in with that same shade that we used before, and pretty much I'm just going to be going over that black that we did, and that's what we got on this side. Now the do is going to be the same thought process with how we did the top part. I'm going to start going in with that initial dark shade, and I'm going to press that up against as close as possible to my lower lash line. But now I'm going to go in and blend it out with the colors that I used before. My pencil brush, and I'm going to take those two shades that I had used previously, and I'm going to buff this out. And you can see how much softer that is. And then I will go in with the very first shade, this yellow, and blend it out a little bit more, and even connect it to the top, and it all blends. The next don't would be to not highlight your inner corner and your brow bone. Highlighting your inner corner makes a huge difference to me. It just brightens up your eye, and it just opens it up and makes it appear just awake and bigger, versus not doing it. And the same thing goes with the brow bone. It just gives it more dimension and a pop. And last but not least is going to be eyeliner on top of your eyelid. The don't would be to make this way too thick. All it's going to do is close your eye off even more, and it looks like you got a blush. The do would be to very lightly get as close to your lash line as possible and line it just to define your eye a little bit more and to prepare you for if you're planning on putting on falsies. So I think that is it. These were my do's and my don'ts, and you can see they make a huge difference. Like how much more open and blended this eye is compared to this eye. This eye's a little scary. But yeah, guys, that is the end of this video. I feel kind of crazy talking to y'all like this, but it's okay. If y'all are not subscribed to my channel, please subscribe. I would greatly appreciate it. If y'all found this video helpful, like it. And if y'all want me to make this a series, let me know, because I will do the do's and don'ts on eyebrows. I will do my face, makeup, whatever y'all want. Make sure you have the notification bells turned on so you get notified every single time I upload. And I think that is all. I will see y'all on Friday. I love y'all.